Hey guys, this is the second video for What If I Told You by Jason Walker, and this song is this part of the video, or this video I should say, is the chorus for the song. Now this starts, the first time you hear the chorus is about 40 seconds into the song. I actually don't own the song, but I watched it off of YouTube, so I've got maybe I might be a second or two off, but it should be about 40 seconds into the song. And that's where the chorus comes in. Now, the chord progression for the chorus, it all uses the same chords that we've already learned, D, A, and E, except I just need to teach you the order to play them in. So, the actual chord progression is going to be E first, okay? And you're basically, like if you're doing the plucking pattern that I like to do, and just to get this out of the way, the plucking pattern that I do, if you want to play it this way, is done like this. Let's hold down that E chord, and with your right hand, just grab 4 of the strings that are inside the chord. So with the E chord, I can grab any of the 6 strings because you use all of them. If it's the D chord, for instance, you'll have to grab these 4 skinniest strings. So just make sure the strings are inside the chord that you're using. And what I do is, my thumb's on the bass note, and my first, second, and third finger are on 3 higher strings. And what I do is I just pluck all of my fingers, or all of the strings, the first time, and then I use my first finger to repeat the string that my first finger was on. So in this case, it's the D string. So, like that. And then I take my third and middle finger and pluck those together on the strings that they were on. Okay, so. And then I just keep it going, so like if I have to go through the E, say 4 of those picking patterns, it's going to be. So I should say one time through the picking pattern is just this. Pluck it once, and then you use your first finger to pluck that D string for this E chord here. And so if I'm staying on the E chord for 4 times through it, it would sound like this. Okay? You just notice that I pluck all the strings, or 4 strings at once. The first time I switch to a new chord. So you don't have to do it every time. I just switch, I use 4 strings when I switch to a new chord. So for instance, I'm going from an E to an A, it would be like this. Okay, so when I switch to that A, I grab the A string, and then the D, G, and B strings, and pluck them all, and then continue on with my pattern. Okay? So that takes care of the picking pattern for the song, just in case you're wanting to play it like that. Now, again, we're going back to the chorus, so the first chord is the E chord. Okay? You got that 4 times, and then you're going to go to the A chord. Now we're going to go to the D chord. Now for the D, we have to switch. If you're picking, you're going to switch to the 4 skinniest strings, and you're going to play that. Okay. Now, just so I don't forget what I'm doing here, I'm going to play along with the chorus here and see, make sure I'm playing the right number of times on the D. So here's the chorus right here. Oh, there's so much I want to say, but I'm so scared to give away everything. 4 on the D, okay, so what we had there was E, then A, then the D chord. It lasts 4 times too. And then we have the A. Now the A is just like in the intro and the verse. We've got an A and then an E chord here, and you're going to play through the chorus 2 times. The first time you play it, you hold on to the A a little extra, and then just pluck the E chord once. The second time you play through this chord progression for the chorus, you play the A twice, and then the E twice. Okay, so it's like the first time you go through it, it's A. the second time you go through it, you're just going to split them in half. So A, E. Okay. Now, just a side note, for the last video in the series, I've already recorded it. I'm playing from the very beginning of the song to the end, and I'll put the chords up as they fall, and you can kind of see exactly where I'm making my changes so that you don't get any parts confused. So if I'm not explaining it perfect, I made sure I made that video so you can follow along. So again, let's play along with the chorus here. I'm going to rewind this here, and I'm going to play through the chorus here. Okay. Now the only thing that I have to point out is we've played the first part of the chorus here. It's E, A, D, A, E, and then you play through it again. But then we've got a part that comes between the chorus and the verse that's coming up. And I'm just going to consider that as part of the chorus when I put it up on that last video. So what you've got to do is play this chord progression. It's D, A, and E, and you play it 2 times through. Okay, so it's going to go like this. I'm going to play the chorus all the way through here to the next verse. Okay, here we go.
Oh, there's so much I want to say, but I'm so scared to give away every little secret that I hide behind. What you see is
the chorus the second time.
Won't that be such a bad thing? I wonder what it would be like.
Here's the next part. There's our D chord. A, hold on to it. E, repeat it. A, stay there. E. Okay, and that's the verse coming up right there, and we've already learned that. So you just redo what you did for the verse. And just to let you know, though, the verse this time is only going to be played twice through the chord progression, because in that first video we played through that chord progression 3 times, but we had the intro where he's not singing with it. So it's real obvious when you're playing. You're going to play with that last video when you practice along with that video that I'm going to put at the last of the series. But I just wanted to point it out here too. And that's basically the song. There's nothing else that comes up. You've got the intro and verse, and you've got the chorus that has that last part on it. But as far as any new parts, there's nothing. You just play along with the song. What I'd suggest now is going to the last video and watching it, but I've got a quick explanation of what's going on in that video and how to read the chord progressions and stuff at the beginning of it. So if you've got the chord progressions down, go ahead and go to that last video and play along with it, and you should be good. So